open this gate.
So, Alona, can you just a little bit start to explain what you are doing and why we are here? And you know why we are here, but...
Yes, so I think you want to talk about medical tourism.
Exactly.
That's the topic. So what is the medical tourism? It's when people go abroad to get some treatment. It can be health treatment or medical treatment. And there is also a difference, because medical treatment is where you go and you already have a problem, right?
No,
you
okay,
want
makes
to solve
sense,
it.
yeah.
And health is to, to prevent and so on.
Yes. Which is more popular?
Part. Wellness is getting much more popular. And when we look back on days to like ancient Greece, this is how it started. It was when people were going towards the mineral waters and all that. So it was the spine wellness.
I never thought about that. Yeah. But no, so it's nothing new.
For sure not.
Like prostitution.
For sure not. No. Yeah, well, yes.
It's so old.
Same.
What are reasons? I mean, do these people search for something they cannot have here, or is just cheaper, or what?
It's several reasons. It can be a combination of such what you have mentioned. So yeah, it can be something you cannot find in your country, because not all of the treatments, they are licensed or permitted. So it's not legal, for example, to do stem cells in Denmark.
That was my first thing.
Yeah, so some things in reproductive technologies, they are also not allowed to. For example, lots of Chinese couples, they come to Ukraine because they want to choose also the Indian couples as well. They come to Ukraine to choose the sex of a baby, because for them it's
like
important
designer babies.
To have a boy, for example, not a girl.
Ouch. It's still popular in China? Well, I mean, we don't have anymore one-child policy, right? I mean, it's over.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not ready to answer, but they definitely want to.
But we still prefer boys over girl.
Yeah. Also in India.
Don't you think it's stupid?
No. Well, it's cultural thing.
Yeah, but don't you think it's stupid when you look in the future? I mean, if you want to have a boy, I want to have a boy, she wants to have a boy, and no one wants to have a girl. And
I think we should look into situation, because as you say, some people, they don't care. So there still will be children of both sexes, I believe. But, when you look into, for example, India, I don't understand them, because I don't know how much you've heard about that. But
not much. Not much.
No, but when I traveled to India 10 years ago, I even remember those advertisements. They had them in tickets in a train, if you would take a regular train. And on the back side of this ticket, you would have little, baby, and it's like, don't kill me because I'm a girl. So it was such a big thing there. They were, they were killing children just after they were born, just because it was a girl. So I think it's more human way. Yeah. And they would do that because, it's different, totally different perception.
But why?
It needs to come from child.
It needs to come from somewhere.
Well, again, it can be different, but I think because it's more heavy on the family. When you have a boy, it's a supporter, and if you have lots of children, and the girls, it's like, at least what I've heard, if you have a girl, you give her away. So you raise this child, you spend your resources, time on her, and she would be in other families. She would not bring anything back. She would not support the older parents.
You can sell her.
Oh, that's a good idea.
No, but.
Yeah,
as you say, maybe it's a cultural thing, maybe it's that, but I think it's just stupid if you look in the long term.
There are reasons, I guess, for everything, and
sure. But how popular is that? Do you have some numbers of how many couples are coming and designing babies?
It's different because there is no official statistics. So we do have like our
but is
internal.
It on a black market or?
Well, it's not black market.
No.
It's a totally legal procedure. Yeah, you have an embryo, of course.
Okay.
Well, you have other genetic tests, so it's part of a genetic test, official. You pay for this, and you can scan it. For example, if you have predisposition for genetic disease, they can choose. If they have 3 embryos, they can take the stronger one and use IVF program and achieve a pregnancy. So it's a normal practice. And to determine the sex of a baby, just one part of this genetic test. So it's totally legal.
So
In some countries, it's not. So this is why
Yeah,
we have all
yeah.
this migration and movement.
so designer babies. I just knew the term, and I don't know. I know
Mhm.
little bit about it, but not definitely so much. But then they start the procedure, as you said.
Mhm.
Is it already in the mother's tummy, or is starting
No, it's
before?
an embryo. It's
So you start before.
Yeah, you have it in it's IVF program, so it's
What's
not in the tummy of a baby. You have a mother material and genetic material and the fathers, and they make an embryo outside of womb.
Ouch. That's a little bit playing God, you know.
Yeah, a little bit, I guess, but I think there is a reason for that as well. And now in the world, we have every 8th couple have problem with fertility. So I mean, this is what we're facing: aging population on
But
one
don't
side,
you
and
think that you would supposed to do something else? I mean, I think that so many people cannot have children
Mhm.
is a kind of lifestyle disease, if you can call it disease. You know, it's something that comes after
Mhm.
your lifestyle.
Mhm.
So instead of that,
It's partly. It's very
of course not
interesting.
always.
Yeah, yeah.
Not always.
But it's super interesting question, the one you are talking about. I mean, from one side, I get the where you're leading me towards to. One side is that if we got there, that we can make it. So maybe it's also okay to make it. It's one part of the question. The second part, it's not the sex types of female and male. It's changing now. And it also causes, there is the term of unexplained infertility. So when you biologically you can make babies, but somehow you don't make babies. Nothing is happening in a couple.
So somehow psychological.
It's a psychological effect, yeah. And there are some reasons. There is a
Maybe
traumatic.
you can fix it. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know, meditate or
This is one of the ways, and psychotherapy it for sure helps as well.
Yeah,
And
do psychotherapy, do meditation,
yeah.
do some heavy exercises, physical.
It is complex for
Yeah.
sure. And if we look at the psychological factor, what is interesting is that maternity, it's not there, even though it's sort of natural, yeah, we would say,
No,
we would
it is
think.
natural. It is natural. I mean,
But it's
100%.
not. One thing is that there are two factors for you in order to be able to achieve the pregnancy. You have to be physically ready, yes, so your body can carry the pregnancy,
Makes sense.
conceive
For
and all
women.
that. Yeah.
For men, you need
For
to
women-
have testosterone. You
For
need
men
to-
as well. Well, it's sort of similar in
It
a
needs
way,
to
yeah.
work,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it needs to work.
somehow.
And another thing is you have to be psychologically also ready for that. And what we're seeing now,
Not necessary. I mean, look how many kids are
Mhm.
making kids.
Mhm.
They are not psychologically ready.
But for
You just go
parenting,
Yeah, but,
this.
but you are going to a party, boom, boom, and
Mhm. Mhm.
and it happens. So,
I see that, but maybe they don't really
but
care.
I do understand
and
your
it's
point.
also
I
there.
mean, it can be maybe you have something in your head that
But this is what
fucking you up
psychologists they work
somehow.
with.
Yeah.
So it's totally, there is
Mm.
statistic for that. And in our reproductive centers, we have psychologists, and there is like 30% of couples that come for IVF to have this
What does IVF stands for?
intracorporeal. Oh Jesus, you'll have to cut this one off.
No, it's okay. I mean,
In vitro, something like it's made out. The baby is made outside.
no, okay.
This
makes
is what
sense.
it stands
Because
for.
when you say these
Yeah, I don't remember
acronyms,
this first
I'm just
word.
like, okay, well, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like so much to feel stupid. So.
Yeah, now I feel because I know the word, but I even cannot
But,
pronounce that one.
But feeling stupid, it's also good,
Yeah.
It's the way you can get better.
And it means you have feelings.
Oh yeah,
That's
thank
good.
you. You will not get. You will never get better if you think you are so smart.
Yeah.
I like to feel stupid. I feel stupid a lot. But it's okay. Anyway.
Low point. Yeah,
Yeah.
what I was saying that at those reproductive centers, we have psychologists that work with couples.
Oh,
So
is
when
it?
they come to this, when they come to the center, what they think they cannot conceive, it's not happening. They've been doing this, or trying to have a baby for years now, and so we have 30% of success when they don't need this procedure
Really?
because it is very painful
1/3?
procedure. Yeah, when they work with with psychologists, and they get to this. And there is often there is this reason when consciously you think, okay, I'm like, I don't know, 30, 35, I have a husband, I should have. So it's like the pressure from outside.
A lot.
You have to have it. I need a baby because then we're a normal family. But unconsciously, you're not ready. Maybe you had a very bad experience in the child, and your mother were pregnant and the father was beating her. So the child thinks that pregnancy, they have this line, pregnancy is death or pregnancy is danger. And this is how your body works against you. And this is why some of the pregnancies, it's impossible to achieve. Because, your psychology, what it does, there is this psychosomatic.
Psychosomatic, yeah.
Exactly. And this
So
is how
that
it
means,
works.
Between your body
Yeah, the connection.
mind.
Your
Yeah,
mind
the
and your
connection.
body. So you have mind.
Just like so many diseases, right? I mean, so
sure.
many diseases with psychosomatic. I don't know if it's in English right way to say.
Psychosomatics, I
think.
would say. Yeah,
And
I think so.
yeah, you're right, but 30%. That
Yeah. This is
sounds
what
amazing.
at least one of the center who gave us statistics.
Are you trying to work somehow on how I don't know, eating habits and
That's
well,
part of it.
part.
Yeah,
So first you are starting from that, or where you start?
Yeah, you have to eliminate all the natural or obvious reasons. And if everything is fine over there, then we move towards.
No, okay. So it's not someone is coming and you just procedure 5 minutes, go home.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking about IVF.
Pregnancy, yes.
Yeah.
Where you start, I mean.
Yeah, this is where you start. You start with a genetic examination. I mean, everything should be, and also physically, because sometimes it can be just the woman can have some problem with the tubes, and the egg cannot meet, and all that. So it can be physiological, and some of the reasons, this is very impressive, that they are very simple, and they're very simple to remove, and people try for 5 or 7 years to achieve this
And
pregnancy.
We don't know
Without having this proper examination before. So I would totally suggest, and not suggest, but suggest, I guess, for couples who are trying to conceive, not to wait for too long. I mean, you're trying, the risk depends on the age. It's okay to try for half a year or a year,
or
but
2
go
years,
and do your examination just to be sure. And what is also, I would like to put the stress on, that it's almost 50-50 of female and male factor.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, can be both, right?
Can be, and
doesn't
this
matter.
is also the thing that, again, it's impressive when the female, she goes for years, she undergoes lots of tests because she believes it's her problem. And then when they do spermogram, it's problem with him, not with you.
It's you.
And she takes hormones. I mean, this is why it's both of the partners.
Look, from my own experience, I don't know how to put it. We never tried to get pregnant. But we never tried to not get pregnant. I mean, not never, but in some years. I don't know how many years. It was so long ago. And my wife, she became pregnant after we kind of, I don't know how to say, after we tried consciously to think about ourselves. So that means we started to eat a little bit better, and get some vitamins, some supplements, and go to the gym and this and that. And after one and a half year, I don't know, it just came. Could be a coincidence. I'm not telling this, we got pregnant because we started to exercise or whatever. But it seems like it is a big coincidence, I think.
But it can be. I mean, your story
Could be.
is, it is typical because what you have, I mean, the main task of your body is to survive. So this is like, there is like priorities. So if the first one, if you have a bad health, you use lots of energy to do that.
And that's what I'm trying to tell, that maybe people should start to care of themselves better. Because if you are unhealthy, you cannot you cannot have babies, right? And maybe it is a reason for that. I mean, nature made that way, that you fucker, you are unhealthy. We don't want more like you. You know,
Or
we
can I
want more.
be more softer? It's also can be that your body knows you will not be able to carry the pregnancy
As well.
or
I mean,
give
in
birth
general,
to a
you know,
healthy
we don't-
child. Yeah.
Nature doesn't want weak, and you are weak. You're not supposed to live forever. You know, to have kids, because I still think that. I never thought about that before kids, but when you have kids, you understand that the only way to live forever is to have kids.
Yeah.
Only way. Or to write a book. Or make a podcast. But one of these. Free. But anyway, and I'm really thinking that, you know, maybe you should not be forcing it too much. It's just, you know, to set the question, if someone cannot have children, do we need to have children?
It's very philosophical. I think there is
What
no
do you think?
simple.
I mean-
I think there is no simple answer for that, and I know that each individual case it should be taken into consideration individually.
'Cause, you know,
we have different examples.
I mean, I'm
for
not
that.
I'm not against IVF, right? I'm not against that. I mean, if someone thinks she or he or they together they want to have children, and the only way for them to fulfill blah 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 to have children, I would say, yeah, go for it, you know. But maybe you should start somewhere else. But as a last thing to do, I would say, of course, go for it.
I also want to put some setup on this one, because it's just that you don't make it sound as just an easy thing to do, that, you know, today you decide to go, you go to the clinic and you make a baby. It is very painful process. It's a long process. It's
Painful
frustrating for women, for women in
Like
general.
physically.
Physically, because you get hormones. Their whole hormonal system, endocrine system, I'm sorry, fucks up sometimes, and they go on a
We will get a people.
healthy. Yeah. Okay.
No, we will not.
Sorry, guys, but I just want to emphasize that it's serious thing, and they do sacrifice a lot of their health to do that. So I'm pretty sure if the problem is in 5 kilos of extra weight, they have
usually it's
worked
not
that
5.
out. Yeah. It just, you
Usually
know,
it's
to put
50.
it simply. But they still, I mean, there are some limits. Some clinics would not take the woman with the IBM, which is something plus. So, I mean, there are also regulations for that.
So you need to do
Not
your
anyone.
homework first.
Yeah.
But that makes also sense, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Look, how to put it? Now I want to put it in a nice way. Women, when they are pregnant, I think pregnant women are beautiful. I think so. Not just my wife was. I mean, every time I see now after I have kids, pregnant women, it's like, oh, you know. But I think they are beautiful. But you are gaining so much weight when you are pregnant, right? And I mean, it makes sense if you are already overweight with I don't know, 20 kilo, let's say, and you will get at least 10, 15, I don't know how much.
Depends up to 20 plus. Even
Okay, let's say
sometimes.
you are already 20 too heavy, and you will take 20 more. It fucking takes your everything hard. I mean, look, I am
It's a big risk.
I am overweight. I used to be even more overweight. I would like to get less overweight, and I know that every 10 kilo matters. I mean. How much? I would guess I was by 145, maybe 150 in kilograms at the worst, and at the best I was in these years maybe 1.5 something. Let's say at least 40 kilograms difference I felt, and I know how it feels. These 40 kilos, it's a lot. And you know, when you're pregnant and everything is like your organs moving and this and that, and when you give even more pressure to your heart, to your blood circulation, to your lymph system, to everything. So I can really understand that you need to have BMI in. Okay, so we check that. What else? Health. I mean, do you check vitamins or you check blood?
There's this basic
tests.
tests, for sure. Instrumental and the blood tests, they are done before that. There is sometimes there is Incompatibility between partners, it can also happen. So, I mean,
I heard something
yeah.
before, but it can be that both are okay, just they are kind of
Yeah, that's not that key for that
Yeah.
look, I would say.
Maybe it feels good, but doesn't give.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
So,
Okay.
so,
No, and what else?
yeah, but generally, as I said, each individual situation should be taken. It's always there is something to investigate, I would say. So there is no there is a protocol, everything what should be checked.
So if you can you say, I mean, if from all these couples who are coming, how big percentage is these that ending with this procedure? I mean, you said 30% you can just fix it.
Yeah,
like also
yeah. When they work with
mentally,
psychologists and yeah.
So in total.
And in total, the rates they depends on the country. I mean, you have different statistics for each country. Now, I just want to be sure you talk about the newborn. So there is a baby, because there is one thing, there is achieved pregnancy, but sometimes female they. Unfortunately, women they lose
miscarriage.
Miscarriages.
No.
So
I mean,
we have a live birth.
How many couples ending by having babies in a natural way, and how many are ending
from those who have addressed the reproductive clinic? Yeah, this is the question.
Yeah.
Well, all of them, they want to do IVF, but this is again, if they can work it out with a psychologist, then there is this drop off of 30%, and then the rest they are trying because
no,
this
so
is what
70% is for
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 30% both psychologically and some. And from this 70%, how big is success rate when you
It lays depends on the country, like from 45 to 65%. And why
so
we work with
so
Ukraine,
bad, I mean.
it's quite cool. And
Like
Ukraine,
50-50.
it gives quite good results, the highest one on that scale.
I will not ask how much it costs, but is it very expensive? I mean,
Everything is depends on, right?
Yeah, for some Ferrari or Lamborghini is not expensive, but
what we talk
for normal people, let's say.
Yeah, we talk about like 4,000 euro plus, depends on your situation.
Okay. I mean, some people are buying pets for more money, you know.
Yeah.
For 10,000 euros, whatever. Yeah. But pets, домашние pets. So so it's not so bad, right? Yeah. You can really have, and
I mean, what I want to say about this, as I mentioned, it's very heavy on a woman, or actually on a couple as well, because it's the whole psychological, vibe in a family when they are trying, when they have this goal and it's not achievable, and everyone is always asking, when the baby is coming and all that. So what I like about our clinics is that they go and do like their main goal. When the couple comes to them, they want to find out the reason. So they don't start the protocol of IVF program before really finding out. It's not just a stamp. Okay, guys, you decided, you fit, like physically, let's do that. Because again,
nice.
And this is why we have such big high rates, and like from the first attempt, about 70% would get pregnancy.
Maybe it's even better for a woman, for a child, if you can get it naturally. I mean, right? Yeah. You need to try everything, at least what I understand. You need to try everything before you try the last one, playing God. But by playing God, what are your feelings when you can choose I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. What will come next, Do you want to fix that gene? You want to fix that gene and that gene. And maybe someone will come and say, I would like to have my child 1.80 m, and,
and know 50 languages.
This and that, And another will come in a few years and say, I want to have a baby with 4 arms. Because, I think that
some people might have this fantasy.
That would be maybe nice for my child to have 4 hands or 2 penises. I don't know. That's where I'm going. Yeah. So you can play God until start by choosing sex, ending by having half human, half pig or whatever,
But this is also why, you know, in some countries it's accepted, in other ones it's forbidden and all that, because there is no like clear answer that's good or it's bad. There are different situations, and
It's
this is
not
what
good
we
nor bad. I mean, it's
comes-
just I think you need to set something, you know, where you can go and where you just can't.
the borders, the red lines or whatever
Like
people
maybe we
used to
should,
call it.
yeah, like red line, and maybe we should agree that human supposed to look like human. You know, no four hands, no two penises, nothing. Maybe at least that. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But the red line should be drawn. I mean, you
Yeah.
agree with that?
Yeah, but now they speak about that, like in near future there would be this artificial womb, where you like females, they would not need to carry a baby and all that. So
Don't you think that's horrible? For me, it sounds like a horror movie, and I can explain you why I feel that way. I feel that people are getting more and more detached from nature, from everything, and if you will get babies artificially, so we will be less and less humans. Don't you think?
yeah, what I think is, I'm not judgmental at all.
No,
Just-
but I'm just
yeah,
asking.
just to
What
say,
do you think?
As I've studied psychology, like for me, I just understand that the human, well, the person's life, it depends largely on the moment of conception, of all this period when you've been carried in your mommy's belly, yeah, and delivery and the first so many years. So for sure there would have some consequences, psychological consequences, and as we've spoken about this earlier, it also influences your body as well. So I don't know how, you know, what will happen after that.
Look, it was somewhere a kind of some sick test that they tested babies after they were born. If no one pets them, they die.
Yeah, I've read the same research. That's
So
true.
just imagine, you know, if you will born in some artificial thing, and then maybe you will be petted, I don't know, somehow artificially. I mean, I don't know. Are you human still?
Yeah, and this is the same, I mean, dilemma when we speak of elderly care. Now there were some discussions that, you know, robots will come and take over, and then they could give a good care to those people. But this is what we miss, this magic when the human hand touches the human shoulder.
And you know, maybe it's
Cannot recreate
I don't
it.
know if it's because I'm Christian or not, but I think that human life starts way before it starts. So if someone asked me about abortion, I don't think that you have a right to kill even if it's so small, because I think the human life started even before it came to. So are they human? You know, I'm just trying to ask here. And again, I'm not trying to tell that one should not have this or that. It's just where we draw the line. Because in the future we will need to draw somewhere lines. And if you can make them happy naturally, I think it should be preferred to get it naturally way. But again, help. Sometimes you need to have help, right? And as I said, I'm really happy for these 30%. They are coming to you or not to someone else, and this someone else would just, you know, inject and do this and that, and that's it. So I'm really happy for this 30%.
That's actually, it is very nice, and I'm surprised that not many clinics they have the psychologist attached to, and to the clinic and to couples.
And not just psychologists, right? Dietitians or something.
Yeah, all that as well. All that.
Package.
That's like the whole package. But for me, like the psychological factor, if this is the
Yeah,
one
that's the
that
most surprise.
makes the difference, then why not having it? And
But that's what I mean, you know, when life starts before it starts. It starts somewhere, you know. in a mommy's and daddy's head, somehow, or in a heart, if you want to get it more romantic.
Yeah, let's have it romantic.
Yeah, but it starts somewhere.
You have to invite
Before.
the baby as well. This is the problem, that when parents are not ready for the baby, and they can have different reasons for that, the ones we have discussed earlier, but you have to invite the baby in order for this to come.
For me, very strange when we want to choose. I mean, or some also prefer a girl or prefer a boy, and I could maybe understand if you have a second, third, fourth baby, because I have 2 boys, and if I would wait for another, and if you would ask me what are you expecting, I would say guess.
Yeah.
Of course you want a girl. I mean, you have 2 boys. It's normal. But for the first time, who cares? I mean, it doesn't matter. As we say, in Lithuania, you just need to get them healthy, and that's it. And that's maybe culturally, maybe, I don't know, but that's really, really hard for me to understand.
And
someone
that's
who,
okay. It's actually okay. We don't need to be able to understand everything, because we're so different.
But I want to understand, I want to at least make some thoughts. Why would
Make some sense, sort of.
Yeah, that would someone prefer one and not prefer the other. Maybe we need to,
It's an open question.
educate them on that. There are some ways to help them to understand things. At least we think that we understand better, right? And
Yeah,
they think we are
but
right.
this is also the thing. This is why I'm saying it's,
We will bring democracy. No, maybe not. But okay, babies. I think we talked enough about that.
Yeah.
What's more? What people are coming to?
Well, there are.
I mean, we will
typical
not talk
treatments.
about sicknesses because it's probably way too much to talk, right? I mean,
It is, but it's just also again nice to know the options, and generally everyone knows about the dentistry or
dentistry
plastic
is normal,
surgery,
plastic-
right?
Yeah,
This
that's
is rehabilitation centers,
most
for
popular.
example. They're
Yeah.
also popular. It's both addicts and, for example, post-stroke. We get post-stroke patients.
for addicts as well.
Yeah.
Have you heard something someone doing somewhere? Because I know in Denmark it's not maybe even legal to use some DMT or some.
Psychedelic, you mean,
some psychedelics.
waves. They proved to be quite good, actually. And
I know.
there is like
there are more and
ibogaine.
more data. on that.
We it's allowed
But
to
you know
use
some
ibogaine.
places?
Yeah, in Ukraine.
Really?
We use that one.
I'm coming.
But it is like the last 2 patients, they had post-traumatic, like severe post-traumatic syndrome, and because they've been to war and they were captured,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
and they simply could not get
Yeah,
their life
yeah.
back. And they've been like this. They tried all sorts of psychotherapies and everything.
In US, we are trying now more and more with veterans.
Yeah, and it works.
What kind of
Ibogaine. Ibogaine.
what is that?
It's a natural thing.
Like DMT, LSD.
It's like a whatever, the grass, the root. It's a plant. It's a plant based.
No.
Yeah.
Like ayahuasca. Or
Yeah, it's one of them.
Okay.
But we had the patient who tried this one, it didn't work, and then he tried ibogaine, and it brought him back. So it depends on the person.
Some mushrooms, maybe. No?
No, it's not a mushroom. It's just a plant. Just a plant.
Okay,
The
because there are
subplants.
some magic mushrooms.
I've heard of in
So-
Thailand,
so-
popular
so-
cocktails with those
Psilocybin.
psychedelic.
Yeah, psychedelics,
probably.
but it has some chemical name.
Probably.
For all that shit. But so you are doing also that?
Yeah.
How much?
How much? How much it costs?
If you want to do a treatment, I mean.
Yeah, again, it should be a complex, right? So
course.
we should not disconnect it
Of course,
from.
you're
And
not
if it's
getting-
necessary, it will be done. But if it's not necessary, there are like more traditional ways of doing it. People don't come there just to have this experience.
But sometimes it's maybe even efficient with time and with your resources if you do one trip. And I read a lot that after one trip, people are quitting, I don't know, smoking or quitting alcohol.
Yes, this
or
is how
stopping
this
drugs,
center
or
works.
one trip.
Yeah.
There's a or something. I don't know what happens.
It's about 4-8 hours.
Yeah,
You
and
have
you're
it.
just gone, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not really gone. This is the thing with ibogaine. You are present, so you sort of know what's happening, and what it does, it helps you to work out your emotional, let's say, traumas.
But you are seeing things, right?
Yeah. So it comes back. It's like there is a line of your.
So you have
experiences.
distorted reality in a way, right?
Yeah, and again, it should be. I really want to put a stress on that. It should be controlled when you have a doctor.
Yeah.
When you have all that, because there is a specific
not like buying
dosage.
something from black market and no.
Because that can be dangerous.
Yeah,
sure.
but I think even LSD, like popular for parties and this and that, can be used for PTSD treatments.
Maybe.
It's just depending on dosage, on who is doing that, and many things maybe. But I never tried one of these. I don't know. I'm probably a bad person to talk about that. But you can do something in that
something
direction.
like that. And this is why it's a short program. And you have one of the patients. He was on heroin for 30 years. I mean, imagine 30 years.
And went off.
Yeah, 2 weeks. And he got home like
Perfect.
totally
And
new
that
person. He
should
says,
be-
now I know where I can move.
Even stopping to smoke, it's really hard.
Smoke, it's something different. It's a different type
But
of
it's
addiction.
also somewhere in your head,
I agree.
But
I
it's
agree.
addiction, as we talked before the podcast.
Yeah.
Addiction can be many things. I mean,
Yeah.
food can be addiction, sex
Mm-hmm.
can be addiction, maybe podcasting can be addiction.
Yeah, for some people. But
Maybe.
but this is important to
But-
find the root of a problem, not just to treat what comes afterwards, the symptoms, let's say.
Yeah, if your head
And this is what
if
they
your
do.
head hurts, maybe you should ask yourself why your head hurts, not
Yeah,
just to drink
To treat
aspirin.
the headache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe with everything, I think diseases and everything, you should start way before.
Absolutely.
What else you can do?
What we can do? We can do stem cells.
Yeah, stem cells, very interesting thing.
Some.
But it's really, really expensive, right? Or used to be. really expensive.
Well, if we talk about the as you say, is it really, really expensive? It was not even about being expensive, but about being exclusive, let's say.
Yeah,
Because before,
maybe
like the
also-
lead
also
sport
that, yes,
man
yes.
could use
Mhm.
it, and now it's more available, let's say.
It's way more available, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not in all countries, but it's
Yeah.
way more available if you want and if you know about it.
Yes.
Because so many people even never heard about it and even don't know what it is.
Mhm.
And I think one of these people, kinda, I am as well. I just know that stem cells you can use if you have some
It's
problems,
pure
like
all
knee
cells.
problem, whatever. Yeah,
Mhm.
and
They can
you
take
just
the
fix it.
they can do all sort of job. It's, let's say, the guys when they come into the body. If you need to repair your liver, they can repair your
Mhm.
liver,
Yeah,
knees,
exactly,
whatever. So they
exactly.
can take they can become any kind of tissue.
And yeah, exactly.
is
And
the-
it is also last thing to do, right? I mean, you are not starting from shooting.
Probably not, no. But it's again, it depends on
I
the
mean,
situation.
if your knee hurts, maybe you first should take a look on your knee and this
Well,
and that.
but of course,
Not starting to-
diagnosis,
yeah,
yeah.
Not
And
just
you
to
wouldn't
start.
get this one, Edwin, because this is the first step, and you cannot skip it. You have to undergo the full examination,
Mhm.
and
Makes
only
sense.
the doctor
sense.
can, if he can see it makes sense to do that, you would do that. But
Yeah.
if he can, if he
If
can
you
see
can
it,
fix it otherwise,
yeah,
like with pregnancy,
or it's
right?
not necessary, or it's not possible
Yeah.
to fix it with
Yeah.
stem cells, then no
And
need to.
if you need to do stem cells,
Mhm.
how expensive is that?
We have, we talk about the knee, we speak about.
For instance.
Just for example,
for
right? If we talk about the knee, about the joint,
Mhm.
I would really say typically, because it's so individual, you would need 2 injections, like with 3 days between them or so, depends on
Mhm.
the body,
Yeah.
and that would cost, for example, up about €5,000 each. So
Okay.
this is the price.
Like having baby.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
comparison.
So if you have fucked up knee and you cannot have babies, you need to
You
decide.
have to decide
You
which
want-
one you want to run
you-
or you want to have fun with the baby. Yeah, and if you treat diabetes, let's say, and all that stuff, it can be 5-day course and it's about 18,000 euro. So
Oh.
this is where the prices are.
Okay.
In
So-
Ukraine, if you go to Switzerland, it's
But you are
totally
working
another.
mainly with Ukraine, right? Or
Yeah, we have representatives, so we have partners. We have in Ukraine, we have in Germany, we have in Switzerland, and we have
Wow.
different prices. Yeah, because when you go for the post-stroke rehabilitation to Ukraine, it's about 20,000. In Germany, it's 40,000 euro per course. So I mean, this is what we can offer you.
But you are also working with Germans.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We do have a clinic.
And no
that-
one comes to Germany, right?
Oh yeah, they come.
Really?
Yeah, those who have prejudges,
Those
let's
who
say,
have
and say,
money.
oh,
no,
Eastern
those who
Europe.
had money.
Maybe.
Rich customers. But no.
It's their right? Whatever they
course, of
feel
course,
like, they
of
should
course.
feel comfortable, you know.
Of course.
But
I mean, if you prefer to buy a German car,
yeah, and it's
Same-
totally
same-
fine.
same
If you
way.
can do that, you know,
Yeah.
why not?
yeah, of
Let's
course.
say. I have my personal views on that, because
Which are
yeah, which
What do you
are that if we talk about the Germany, it's again there are some regulations. In Ukraine, we have one set of regulations. In Germany, another one, and the clinic we cooperate with, they are not allowed to manipulate stem cells. So even though they use it for post-stroke rehabilitation, but what they sell, their product, what they advertise, it's not stem cells, even though it's those cells that work. They advertise the body, Jesus Christ, umbilical cord blood infusion. So what is it? It's
It
this
says mine,
blood
but
that's taken when the child is born
Yeah.
from umbilical.
Yeah.
Jesus, umbilical. Can you say that?
No.
No, umbilical.
I'm not so clever.
Umbilical cord.
Whatever.
Yeah, from the cord.
Yeah.
So they take the blood from the cord. But as we know, when the baby is born, there is already in this same blood, even though it's super cool blood and sort of, people use it for regeneration of tissues from everything,
Yeah.
and it can cure a lot, and for cosmetics procedures. But there is about each child now, because of maybe environment or whatever it is, they have about 200 plus toxins in that blood. So if this blood hasn't been manipulated, there are some other things. Again, it's not, that dangerous, but, why not
But
take the pure stem cells,
but-
let's say?
But stem cells are just from babies, right? Or
No, you can, no, not necessary.
No?
You can take it from the fat cells, and you can, this is what they do in laboratory. They take some of your cells and they recreate. You come back
Really?
in 1 month and they,
Wow.
give it to you in the knee or the area you want. There are different types of
Okay,
them.
so I could choose someone else's.
Yeah, the donor ones or to
mine.
use your own, but then
Okay.
you have to grow them. And this is, now we've been talking about the fertility, and this is, I'm very excited because it's a very unique thing and it works, and they do it in Ukraine and I love Ukraine.
too.
Yeah,
Really,
so
one of my favorite countries.
I'm happy to hear
Really.
it.
I
Honestly.
love Kiev. If someone from Kiev
Hmm.
watching us, love you guys.
Oh.
Really.
Yeah, love you too. What I wanted to say, yes, there is this thing that in order to have a baby, what should be? There should be the good embryo, quality embryo, with no like gene mistakes and not mistakes, the conditions in chromosomes, whatever. And the endometrium, like this embryo should be able to implant in the mother's uterus. So what happens sometimes, it can be too thin or too thick, and then the implantation doesn't occur and the embryo just goes out and there is no pregnancy. So this is what they do now in Ukraine. They can regenerate endometrium. If it's too thin, they can make it thicker. And if you have a good embryo, it just plants and you achieve pregnancy. So before, the only alternative to that was to have a surrogate mother involved and use gestational surrogacy. If you have a good embryo, but you...
For me,
I can feel it
It's a
now. I
little
think
bit
we
hard.
go in the same road now.
it's a little bit weird, But again,
It's a medical service. This is, I think, the only thing I should say. And what makes me uncomfortable is all the, again, prejudges and stigmatizing in all those areas, because there are some things people don't understand if they haven't been, you know, in those shoes.
I'm just curious. I'm trying to understand, but of course, many things holding me culturally, religiously, and you know.
Yeah, and it's totally again fine.
So,
It's just that, you know, it's itchy, right? Those red lines you want to always to have, or you search them, but
I think you need
it can
them,
be
you know.
stretched as well.
But you need them. Every society needs red
There
lines.
should be some,
Because
probably.
if you don't have, you have anarchy.
Chaos.
And if you have just chaos, you come on. You would not like to live in a chaos.
I haven't tried, so I cannot say for sure anything, but probably there is a reason for
But
that.
you have some ideas, right?
Yeah.
How it could look. Okay, what else from stem cells? Very good.
Yeah, and they can cure,
Some
when I say cure, they can help in about 120 diseases.
Testosterone treatments? Do you have?
What is that?
You know, for
Can you treat someone with
for
testosterone?
for older men.
Stem cells, they help. They
As well, yeah. But,
yeah.
but I
with
mean,
libido, with all that, sex drive.
hormone replacement therapies, you do that as well, right?
This is not the direction.
You know,
We
if
have
I would
32.
shoot, I mean, I'm 37 right now. If I would shoot testosterone, I will get skinny and, you know.
This is not direction we work with, but again, we have section of its individual approach or request. So if there is a problem, we can always investigate. So, but it's not something we have chosen like to go for or have worked with so far.
So
Might come.
So no country for old men.
I'm sure there is.
Just joking.
I'm sure there is.
What is most popular way, like for your customers? Is a dentist or pregnancy or
mostly, yeah, that's IVF program, rehabilitation, and stem cells. Well, stem cells and reproductive technologies, because Ukraine is one of the pioneer countries. So we have a huge expertise. Yeah, we've been working with stem cells since like 1972. There are institutes, labs, and clinics. So, I mean, the expertise is high. And in general, you know, for some people, they still see it as experimental therapy, but there are over 300,000 scientific papers on that. So there
it's
are
not so much experimental.
No, yeah, exactly.
Not
So
at
there
all.
are evidences, and it's totally normal treatment in States, and well, in Ukraine. Ukraine is one of the countries.
What I was really interested to talk about, as you know, I have one friend who suggested me once to go to Ukraine to make like Danish you say soon, you know,
Yeah.
like checkup. Yeah, checkup. And it doesn't cost so much.
No.
And actually, you can check your condition like really deep. I mean, with all the blood checks, vitamins, and your hormone levels, and this and that. And I was like, oh, okay. So maybe one day I would kind of be interested in that.
That's a very good idea. What
It's
I should
popular?
say, it's not that popular, and I'm very sad about that. Because prevention is always better than
That's what I
cure.
mean. Yeah,
I mean, it
that's what
also
I mean.
costs you less money. This is what people generally don't understand.
It's cheaper.
It's cheaper and it's better for your health. Because if you detect a problem earlier, I mean, you can.
Well,
It's even with the cancer. Right now, we live in, you know, in times when it can be curable, most of it,
yes.
if it's detected the first stage, let's say.
Yeah.
But this is the I get turned on that.
Wow.
Yeah, but
On cancer. One.
no, but on preventive, prevention, because I really think people should pay more attention to that. Because again, if we are back to cancer, it can be curable if you detect it early. And this is the problem with diseases. Once you get symptoms, it's normally sort of too late to be totally cured for that. So this is the first
you get
period.
them in a
So the prevention, the checkups, this is the way to go about it, and to save your health, to prolong your quality life. This is what we talk about. And I mean, there is this general suggestions.
maybe can live forever, you know. Not forever, but I mean, life expectancy, if you look after yourself, if you look what you are eating, we can come back to also to that. Of course, I think you could most probably live now over 100 years easily, like really easy.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you would, pay attention to that and you would focus, there are lots of things people can already do. They just don't do that.
Oh yeah.
Just even start with healthy habits
what
and
about
all that.
stopping eating shitty pizzas?
But it tasted very well, so it wasn't
What
shit. I
about
wouldn't say
stopping
that.
drinking cola, zero sugar? Fuck that shit.
But Edwin, this is the thing. So when people sit and think, "I want to live forever," I mean, it's action.
Yeah, probably today you need to
in a
choose,
way.
right? If you want to live forever or you want to live. Because what's life without Coke Zero?
Maybe just as we also said that there are some margins,
You get used to it, but
dosage.
I know one guy who died from all this shit.
Mhm.
Literally.
Really?
He was sugar.
Yeah, diabetes. Yeah.
No, yeah,
this is the-
diabetes, and he was drinking for I don't know how many liters a day. Cola, Fanta, Sprite, like 3-4 liters every fucking day. He had a big case in a trunk full of different
No.
sodas.
Well,
Or-
no wonder then. There is the reason.
Was a good man, really, and never drink alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Never tried,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and died early.
Oh.
Again, addiction can be
Different ways.
Mhm. It can fuck your life easy. You don't need to shoot heroin or something.
Mm-hmm.
But as you said, prevention. I totally agree. And if it is possible to check, and I actually I'm kind of sad, and I'm kind of I don't understand the way we look at so many things here in Denmark or in Lithuania. I once asked to check my blood for this and that here in Denmark, and they said they see no reason to check. I mean, should I come almost dying so you check me?
I meet it very
where I'm
often
going?
also myself. I mean, I met it, so I understand what you talk
It's
about.
like, what the fuck,
I think it's because it's a political decision. There is amount of money.
I believe that. And actually, I know for a fact that in Denmark they have some amount of money for some checks. Okay, let's say for I don't know, testosterone we just talked, right? So they maybe have for testosterone check just so many checks. And that's it. And that's why we are careful by not checking too many. Or same with vitamins, or just was also with vitamin D. Almost anyone is deficient.
Yeah.
Deficient, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
In vitamin D in
That's
Scandinavia.
correct. Mhm.
And they are saying now that it is deficient in 86% of COVID deaths was vitamin D untraceable. That means they couldn't even found any. And in these times, would it not be nice to get checked on vitamin D, for instance?
Absolutely. I would say it's any time. Anyway, it's any time there should be a proper checkup program in
And
place.
I'm getting them, they are saying if you feel you don't have enough vitamin D, and vitamin D is very important, right, for your hormones. Actually, it's not a vitamin, it's more
This
a hormone
something that your
precursor.
body produces.
So would it not make sense to check it and say, oh, your level is very low, here you go, drink vitamins, instead of they are telling you, just drink vitamin D.
Yeah.
But how much?
Exactly.
Maybe
exactly.
I'm not deficient,
Exactly. There should be the
So-
certain dosage,
So
because it
maybe
also can be
it
not
would be
enough.
nice to know.
Not too much.
And with everything, not here. I mean, I believe in whole Europe. If you want to check up your blood, you need to pay, and it's not so cheap here.
Yeah, and this is the funny thing, because we do pay by our tax. So
lot.
yeah, and this
So
is,
much.
Yeah, and this is the thing, once, as soon as you don't have those money in your hand, then there is someone who decides who gets what.
Exactly.
So I would rather maybe, in a sense, I mean, those checkups, I'm really convinced they should be in a place. And also, if you have a genetic predisposition to some of diseases, they should be done more frequent than other ones. And then you can have a good life.
I mean, look, checkup for a car or soon.
Yes.
You know, you need to, you need, if you want to drive a car, it needs to be technically okay every second year, right?
Yeah. And how many checkups do you make or have you made during your whole life?
Yeah.
The proper ones.
And this machine, I mean, you have just one body, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
This
a car
is the
you can,
only
you,
machine you got.
You can change your
You
car.
were born.
You cannot change your body. Not yet. It will come to that, I think. Just different.
Yeah, maybe near future. But this is why I also, like, sometimes for the joke, I call it not health system but medical system, because they don't really do this
110%. It's not health system.
part, but
It's
reactive.
Medical treatment system, or even not even treatment. It's basically symptoms treatment. Because we don't even want to treat your disease.
Yeah.
We are treating your symptoms, so you feel, air quotes, well.
Yeah, they polish you, like, you know, a little bit from outside and what's happening inside.
And that's totally wrong. Totally. I mean, you should look way more holistically, way more. Because your health is, I think, is even more complex than anything else. I mean, look, the fact that you have 2-3 kilos of bacteria in your body.
A lot,
That fucks my mind, you know. Like, literally, just take 2 kilos of meat. I said,
put it on the table.
Okay. Hi, guys. So, and it's so complex. And we have no check, nothing. You don't even know how you're functioning right now. I mean, okay, I can walk, I can see a little bit. No, I want to do eyes operation, you know, the laser.
Correction,
Yeah,
laser correction.
correction.
Yeah, you can do that in Kyiv.
You also work with that. And
yeah,
it helps?
it's about also the one I told you about, the Smile, the latest version of it is less invasive.
Less sick.
Just make the not the LASIK, but Smile. LASIK is before,
Oh,
when you
okay,
have a bigger
okay.
lap, like 30 to whatever. In the Smile, you have very little one cut, comparing to another one when you almost have it all the way around.
And you kind of open
the flap,
flap. Yes.
So I just wanted to give you the price that in Denmark you would do that for
No, in Denmark,
30.
forget it.
Yeah, and there it's 20. So there is this 30%, good 30% off. This is why people also travel. Some people travel for cost efficient.
And it's just how much in euros it costs right now? Because I saw in Lithuania last time when I checked, it was how much it was? Shit, I don't want to lie. I think almost 1,000 euros something. But
I think that was LASIK. Maybe,
LASIK, Ultra, Q, whatever, you know.
Yeah, something. There is
some
femto
fucking
LASIK
newest
and
LASIK,
something else.
Yes. I think it was 1,000
I
euros.
don't remember how much was it
No.
in Lithuania.
No,
but I remember, and it
and
was
how much in
still
Kyiv?
it was cheaper to do in Kyiv by those 20%.
Oh,
For
okay.
sure. And it's quite short. You just come there. You should be there. It's like takes 1 hour, 1.5, and then you're off, and you can fly home.
And
the
with
same day.
Smile technology, you don't need to lay half blind for 2 days or something.
No, it starts working a few hours after.
Really?
Yeah.
And you don't need like glasses or something.
Probably not. Like
Really?
we didn't have patience, so I like.
Because with
I know-
LASIK is like really you need to be careful for 2-3 days from sun and you cannot work too hard or work out or something. And I know the newest technology is kind of it damages you not so much, right?
Yeah, and it's also why it's so good to have this small cut, because if you would have some physical intensive workout, whatever, so it doesn't, move.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You don't get it.
Yeah.
Detached again or whatever, how you call it.
And percentage you will stay blind. How big chance?
I don't think it's
Because that's
that
probably
high.
the only way what is stopping me.
Mhm.
I don't want to be blind, you know.
Mhm. I mean, honestly, there is, you know,
I mean,
there
look,
is a
I
risk
have
in
glasses,
everything.
right? I'm sometimes I prefer to have them, sometimes not. But it's better to walk the rest of your life with glasses, but can
Mhm.
be able to see things. Yeah.
Mhm. There is always chance. So I would not say that it's 100%, but
Mhm.
it's so much close to that it will be fine.
Really?
Yeah.
So
it doesn't
you-
happen every. Technology is very good these days. I mean, they do.
So you mean no one should be afraid?
Oh no, I mean, there are some things like with plastic surgery. Maybe I should not be, but I'm a little bit conservative.
Oh,
So-
with plastic surgery, I'm a lot conservative. I mean, I cannot understand. I mean, okay, if you ask me
Mhm.
if I like to see fake
Yeah.
boobs,
It looks good.
yes, I like a
Mhm.
lot.
Mhm.
But
But just I wanted to say that it's not only boobs. I mean, there are different parts.
I mean, look, for butt, it's easy to fix. You can fix it with sport.
Mhm.
Boobs you cannot fix
Yeah.
with sport. So maybe only thing what I kind of, I mean, look, I'm 110% okay if you have some, I don't know, accident.
Mhm. Yeah.
Or you have some,
You
you're
can-
born with
horrible.
I don't know, something damaged
Yeah.
here or
Deformation
deformations
or.
or big ears or
Mhm.
like really big nose. I don't know, something like really
Mhm.
okay. 100. But if you want to, you know, fix a little bit nose,
Yeah.
fix a little bit here, and then you start to talk like that. Fuck off. Really, I fucking hate it.
Edwin, this is where.
And again, boobs,
Yeah.
you cannot fix them, and
Mhm.
if really it fucks you psychologically or something, okay, maybe, I don't know. It's just maybe not so healthy, right? Because you have this silicone, right?
Hmm?
Still silicone used or something
Well,
else?
I haven't used it,
No,
so,
but,
but yeah, this is what they say.
No.
You know, sometimes
may-
you can use your own fat tissues, and
Oh,
this is
okay.
what I've
Because
heard about.
I thought maybe we came up with some new technologies.
Mhm.
But let's say silicone.
Mhm.
It's not healthy to have it in your body. And your body is kind of, I saw something, how your body is fighting
Mhm.
and creating this tissue around the...
Because it is a foreign
Silicone.
thing
Yeah,
for
yeah,
your
yeah.
body, and of course they consider it as
And
a
your body wants to
danger.
protect it. And,
Yeah.
and when, of course, so much shit can happen. And if you think, I mean, I don't know, for me it's really hard
Mhm.
to get into woman's mind, you know. But let's say, oh, maybe I don't like my boobs. But, oh, maybe these fake boobs will kill me, you know. So
Mhm.
what is better?
There are chances.
Nice boobs or live your life? I would choose to live.
But this what brings us again to the psychological problems.
Mm.
As you have mentioned, you start with the nose, and if the problem was not in the nose, but was your own perception.
Problem was in
And
your head.
yeah, and then there is cheek
course.
and ears, and it comes. So
And it never stops.
yeah,
You know, like with tattoos, we
Yeah.
say you have one tattoo
yeah,
or you have a full back or full arms, full
the
something.
whole body.
So,
You're on your way, good on your way.
so I don't have one tattoo. Let's say, let's put it that way. So I would be a little bit afraid to start
Doing the plastic surgeries. Okay.
because I have attention to that, you know. So maybe next time you will see me.
Oh,
That's the most thing I probably hate. It's these fake big lips.
Good. Yeah.
Fuck, I hate it. Really, like, looks so stupid. I don't know why people are doing that. Like, really, it looks stupid. It looks horrible, and you are paying money for that. And it's probably not so healthy.
I hope they enjoy it. You know, I hope.
Yeah, me too. Let's say.
We're different.
But
We're
you said,
different.
yeah, sure. And it's okay. I mean, look, if you want to spend your money for tattoos, do that.
Yeah.
If you want to spend, and you know, someone is tattooing on a face, you know,
Yeah.
or something. And when they say, you know, I can't find work. I wonder why. Like, maybe your face is full of ink. maybe
Mm.
maybe not everyone can understand that.
Yeah, it can be hard
I don't
to
mind.
be
I mean,
different.
I actually following one guy on Facebook.
Mhm.
He has a full face
Yeah.
tattoo
Okay.
and looks cool for him. I mean,
Mhm.
again, how anyone perceive it.
Mm.
So, but I am totally sure that there are many places he would not be allowed
Fit.
to fit.
Yeah.
Let's say it that.
Mhm.
And he's doing something with fitness and this and that.
Mhm.
Maybe I should call him also here to talk.
That
Maybe.
would be interesting.
Maybe he's too big star. I don't know. But
You can try.
yeah, trying doesn't cost. But anyway, I mean, he's now working for himself, as I
Mhm.
understand, and this makes him even more famous. You could say,
Mhm.
you know, he has
Mhm.
something. But I would not today, at least, not
Mhm.
imagine him or someone like him coming to a meeting. Sometimes I'm coming by work.
Mhm.
Would,
Mhm.
as you said, would probably not fit.
And we have this
So
tendency, you know, if somebody is different, we
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit, we don't feel safe and don't trust those people. So
I mean, I don't give a fuck so
No
much.
way.
I have also a tattoo on on a head.
Hmm?
And now it's
Okay,
you cannot
it's
see.
covered.
But it's it's good on the head. And usually I have it really short.
Mhm.
And I don't give a fuck if someone in a meeting
Mhm.
can see or this and that.
That's your body. That's your
Yeah. And
decision.
you know, usually I'm working more with a head than tattoo.
Mhm.
You know, with a
Yeah, exactly.
so maybe it should not be a problem. Normally should not. But again, if you start to how you call when you do some deformations on your body, how you call it?
Mhm.
Some
I understand
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
speak of, those rings and
and
the horns.
horns,
they
yeah,
make.
many
Yeah.
things. So maybe again about red lines, you know,
Mhm.
maybe we should have some lines, you know, because without any, I don't know. Maybe I'm scared, you know. Maybe it's just I don't know, too much conservative, or
Mhm.
that future would scare me a little bit.
Well, then it's good.
You know,
We
without-
don't live forever
Without-
yet. Maybe you won't be in that future, which will be more
maybe,
radical.
but I want to live long, you know,
Yeah, I've heard.
150
Then you will have to adjust.
at least. And when I change body and live,
In
That
a
would be nice.
female body next time. What would
No.
that body be?
no,
No?
never.
What you
You know,
fantasize
you know why?
about?
You know why?
What?
Because I love to piss standing.
Ah,
Only thing that we have.
that's valuable.
I love pissing standing. So good, especially when I'm drunk. You know,
Well.
every time I'm drunk and pissing outside, I say, "Thanks God, I'm a man."
See,
But
this is the part when I cannot understand it, but I accept that.
yeah, you cannot understand,
It's,
but
it
but
gives you some value.
but I think you deep inside have an idea how it would be nice to piss outside standing.
No, I
No?
like pissing up. No, this should cut it off. But not standing.
Not standing. Oh my God! But just imagine how much better it would be pissing
Yeah.
standing. But anyway, no.
That's a homework.
No, I would take exactly the same body, just not so fat,
Mhm. Okay.
if it's possible. No, I think fat is bad. You know,
Mhm.
overweight is bad. Overweight is killing us,
Yeah, it does.
It's
Chronic
a-
diseases. This
it's
is
an
what
epidemic.
it causes.
and
That's true.
every bad shit, including bad bacteria and
Mhm.
viruses, everything finds home faster
Yeah.
in a fat tissue. That's a fact.
Mhm. Mhm.
Almost everyone, like really 90%, again,
Mhm.
that's with COVID.
Yeah.
Guess.
There was this overweight factor.
Overweight. And
Yeah.
heavily overweight. So maybe, just maybe, we should start to tell people, you know,
Mhm.
like if you buy a pack of cigarettes, you will. Do you smoke? You not.
No.
You,
They
you-
warn you.
Yeah, they
that
warn you.
this
If
is
you
what will
smoke, you will
happen.
die or you will lose your, I don't know, amputations and you cannot have children and you can get blind and, different packages have different
Message.
warnings, yeah. So we should somehow inform everyone, like, hey, you fatty, you will die soon, do something. Don't eat that. You are going to McDonald's and it should be, warning. If you enter here and if you take your kids, you will die soon. Something. I don't know. Because it's
business. I
but
think
it's
this
dangerous,
is the. It is. And this is why you have your free will. You have to also.
But you
don't
also have
put
free
the
will to smoke, right?
responsibility.
You also have free will
Yeah.
to drink alcohol. But you have these warnings.
Because I think the society pushed it up there.
So why
just-
we don't put warnings on overweight? Why we have a body positive
positivity.
and fat shaming and this and that. Oh, fuck, I hate it. I really hate it. It's so stupid. It's okay to hate yourself. That's fuck. You should be stupid to
should be also reasonable.
to
Well,
think.
maybe sometimes.
Sure.
of-
But you need to understand that if you will not be fat, maybe you can love yourself even more, And when you look to all these who are telling about body positive, look at them. Like look at them. Do they look like they can have a really qualitative life? I don't think so. That's why they are so fucking angry and anxious and normal. And question:
Yes.
do you have someone or you aiming someone to help with fat loss?
Yeah.
I mean,
We have programs.
Yeah.
Yeah, weight loss programs. Some of them, if it's the problem is already hormonal, if you have the hormonal disorder,
like women after giving birth,
it can happen.
pregnancy fucks your hormones, of course.
It can happen, but
Fuck.
but sometimes, the pregnancy is blamed, but the problem is not in the pregnancy, but other.
Again, maybe also.
Other factors kick in, and most of people who haven't had kids, they're not prepared. They don't know what they go for. It's lots of stress, and when you have stress and a little bit of sleep, it's not
Sleep
the
deprivation.
pregnancy, but what comes
I
after.
think actually I gained a lot because of sleep deprivation. I have this zone apnea, sleep apnea.
Yeah.
And before getting this machine or mask, I had it so bad, like really. Every morning I was more tired than I was in
the day
the
before.
evening. Yeah, it was so bad, and I think it helped also a lot
For sure.
to gain weight.
For sure, it brings back some of the balance
'Cause,
for your
yeah,
hormones as well.
I think your body kind of wants to restore energy. You cannot sleep, but you can eat.
Yeah.
So eat maybe extra a little bit more.
And you also lose your weight while you're sleeping. It's not while you're training. So this is the thing.
Yeah.
If you need this time to recover, if you just
Exactly.
keep it,
And if you're
your
not
body
recovering,
goes on. Yeah.
So it makes sense. I think that it helped a lot for. Both. It's like we call it a snowball effect.
Mm-hmm.
I think my fatness,
Yeah.
overweightness,
Mm-hmm.
helped to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Apnea.
Yeah.
Because I did tests and I lost in between two tests I was minus 15 kilograms and it helped a lot. You can see it actually on numbers. It helped. So I would say my fatness probably helped to get the apnea, but the apnea helped me to get more fat.
Okay.
And more overweight helped me to
It's
get
like
better
this
apnea or better,
the
worse.
circle.
And you need somehow to break the
Circle.
And I believe that with some women, it can be from pregnancy. But I also have seen some women who got completely over rails, like kilometers. Because, I'm pregnant. I can do whatever I want. I'm pregnant. I can maybe drink condensed milk, liters.
Okay, that's a good excuse, yeah.
And I'm not saying that everyone, but few I know who was really crazy in pregnancy and drinking condensed milk. Fuck man, condensed milk. I love condensed milk, really. But again, how much you can eat that?
This
And
also,
of course, you will be fat. What is it?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that you should have healthy relationships also with food, like with people, with food. And if you tend to overeat, again, it's not because this condensed milk tastes so good. You have some other things that you want to. Also, but again, if you would have this stop point and you would be sort of
same
100%
with alcohol,
reasonable. Yeah, exactly.
You can use alcohol. I mean, no problem. 1 drink, 2 drinks, just loosen up a little bit and talk a little bit better. We should have alcohol here. But as I said, maybe
next time. Yeah.
Maybe next time. Because next year I'm planning to not drink.
Alcohol free?
Yeah, so if everything is okay, I will probably will do one on, one off. 1 year I will drink one.
So invite me on
Sounds
that
good.
one when it's on. Damn, I got the wrong year.
No, actually today we still could, But
I'm joking.
But with alcohol, you can have 1 or 2 shots, or you can't, and you hit you drink after you cannot drink anymore. I tried that also. I could do that more often, I think.
You would like to do that, or
maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. But I could.
Your kids will listen to this podcast one day.
One day. No, I mean, look, I have tried it a few times, maybe more, and I can drink a lot if I want. But not always you can, not always you want. But I know what it feels like to not to feel stop when you drink. I know for sure. I tried also. But there are people who never stops, I can drink without stop maybe 1 day. Yeah. And there are some people I know who can drink like 20 years without stop. That's a little bit different here.
And even don't realize that they have a problem.
Yeah, I think so. For sure. I mean, look, if you are drinking for like 20 last years, you have never been sober at all. So, of course, maybe you cannot see it as a problem. Or maybe you see that I should maybe stop drinking. But you don't know why you're drinking, probably.
And it's okay. I mean, as long as you realize there is a problem, it's only then you can fix it. Because if you...
But don't you think you need to look kind of consciously to things?
Yeah, you need to work on that.
And have self-critic, You need to be critical to yourself. And what I don't like actually today, in these days, political correctness and all this shit. And like, don't be too heavy on yourself and don't be this. And no, be critical, because if you will not be critical.
This is what I've read recently, that this is one of the most important skills would be for future when the employee looks at you, and it's the critical thinking. I mean, if you can do that, because the information now, it's not the scarcity. I mean, it's available. You can Google anything. You can learn anything, but just the way you are, and if you're able to think critically, it can be very good.
Think in the first place.
Yes. And then critical.
And then critical. Because, look, if you... Okay, there are many now people who are telling, you cannot... call him fat, you cannot do this or that, or they start to tell that you are bully, or But come on, constructive feedback, you need it for ages. I mean, you always had
the way you say it, of course.
People
so
have always some feedback. If you would start, I don't know, fucking cows, and everyone would say, darling, fucking cows is maybe not the best idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And if you are overweight and someone is calling you fatty, so maybe it's kind of, signal to you, maybe if I don't want to be called fat, okay. But of course, it's easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
It's in some, I've been, not always, but most of my life, at least a little bit overweight.
Yeah, me too. I
And
know exactly what
I'm
you
fighting
talk about
with that,
that.
like literally fighting. I'm sometimes jealous to people who can eat pizza
and still are so
and think,
skinny.
yeah.
Oh, damn unfair.
Fuck it. I hate these people. But probably have some other problems. We all have some problems.
Yes.
And actually, with fat, you can be fat inside, right?
Yeah,
Around your organs.
visceral
and
fat. This is
visceral
the
fat,
worst one because this is what damages your.
Because for me, at least, I can see in the mirror that I'm not healthy. And if you cannot see, you maybe think
Hidden danger.
otherwise. You think, I'm thinking I'm really, really thin and nice. That's
You don't
supposed
have
to be,
evidence.
yeah, that's supposed to be unhealthy, but not.
This is a very
It
good
happens.
point you brought up. I mean, this check also helps. There are some checks that can determine how much visceral fat you have and how it's divided in your body and all that.
I hate to blame society. I really hate, really. But a little bit, I'm doing that. Because look, the fact that I'm fat and not healthy, I mean, not healthy as I probably could be healthier by being thinner, you could blame a little bit society. You could blame politics. Because, let's put it that way, today we have all the possibilities to be unhealthy.
Yeah. And to be fit as well. I understand that we do sort of embody all the norms and the rituals, I would say, like this ritual when you have a dinner and you speak to people, and this is not how it's supposed to be. I mean, when you eat the food, it should be like you should be here now, and then you would feel when it's the limit. So, of course, you do take it, receive it as taken.
But also the food we eating, right? I mean, it's full of
what is
shit.
available.
It's full of shit,
Yeah, it is.
You eat, I mean, what are you eating? Vegetables, okay? Full of pesticides. Meat, full of antibiotics. I'm trying now to come much more to wild meat. I hope I can come. Maybe not 100%, but at least 80% would be nice.
Okay.
Less antibiotics, less, that shit. Because I think it's fucking up your hormonal levels and many things.
It does. And you
Oh,
still
shit,
have,
yes.
rains, and it's in the grass, it's in the water. So, of course, it
Yes,
still will be there
of
now.
course, but maybe not
you can,
so much.
Yeah,
You
play
can
with the level.
Lower a little bit. And again, one of the things what I will do, of course, how we call it now? Weight control?
Weight control? Weight loss?
Not weight loss, like weight
But
control, like,
okay.
to have it in your control. And after I do that, I will definitely come to Ukraine to check
That's nice.
just to do that check,
That's a good idea.
blood and everything. Maybe I will do something before that in Denmark or Lithuania, but a full one, I think. Wait, I'm at 27. I will be now today. In 2.5 years, I would
All right.
like to come. When you have 40, you need to. Maybe it's a good idea to have a birthday presents to yourself
That's a very good idea.
for your 40 years jubileum.
Yeah.
Going to Ukraine and making a blood test and
That's
drink
a good celebration.
and drinking
Before you
vodka
drink,
after.
please. Edwin, not after, but try
No,
to.
but really, if you would go to Kiev to do the test, should you first do the test and then drink alcohol?
What do you think?
I think it would make more sense to first to do your test and then celebrate.
Of course.
Okay,
Of course.
I will do that. Do you have something more on program? Because
On the program, I think
'Cause
we haven't touched almost
Nothing?
Yes, from this
No.
program.
No.
Yeah, but it was still nice.
You can touch some points if you want. I mean, you as I said, you only one came prepared actually, and no one comes prepared.
Now I
Just
have
you.
some why Kyiv is a good destination, like for medical tourism, and some other things, but it doesn't really matter like these ones.
Can you just name what you have? Because I think we will wrap up in
Yeah.
soon, but maybe we will.
We've spoken about like the
Touch
plants, and maybe I don't know if why Ukraine is an attractive medical destination. Like few points, what you can expect.
Cheap. Yeah, cheap. It's not cheap. I mean,
All right.
it is cheap, but it should not be the why you are going. Just because
No, it is a quality
Yeah.
first of all, but it's more. It's not that the cheap. It's a value for money when you have like
Okay, let's
4
put- yeah,
metro
that-
drives for €1.
that's-
So all
that's a
in
nice
all,
way to put it. Yes.
it could.
To visit Kiev, I can say
It's one of
if
the
you never
oldest ones.
if you never been in Kiev, you should go just for culture.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's
yeah.
fucking awesome.
It's
And I can tell you,
1,500
the
years.
food, it's brilliant, and it's okay. It's cheap as well,
It's affordable.
affordable.
Yes.
And borscht, I love borscht. I love food. You can see it on me. What else? Safe and friendly. Yes, a lot. I mean,
This is what people
Now-
concern
yeah,
when
maybe
they speak to
when
foreigners.
the war, Crimea, and
It's east, so still
when
you
it's
feel
when it
safe.
started,
and
I could understand people who said it's
Mhm.
maybe a little bit dangerous, but now, come on, nothing happened to
yeah,
you.
it
if
is
you-
far away. It is far away for sure. I mean, when you go to
Oh
Kiev,
yeah,
all
you,
this
you will never
conflict.
feel it. I mean, no one is shooting on the streets,
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what else was here? We had now autism. We don't had it, but autism. I think we
It's
once
just
we
one
talked
of
a
the
little
diseases,
bit, but
that can be helped, where the stem cells can help.
diabetes. You see?
I think it's actually
Maybe
it's
many
pretty
things we don't.
fine. It's pretty fine.
So, thank you for coming to the new
It was
studio.
my pleasure.
And I hope next time we will find something maybe more specific to talk. Because
Mhm.
today my idea was just to touch.
Explore
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah. Because I think this kind of tourism you could
Mhm.
call.
It is tourism, medical tourism.
Medical tourism. Yes, it's
Official
getting
term.
more and more popular, and I think we will face it.
It's a fast-growing
More.
industry.
Really?
You speak
Okay.
about 20 million people globally every year go to other countries to
Ouch.
get this treatment. So it is fast-growing. I can also feel it in Ukraine. Like we receive right now, we
Mhm.
receive about 160,000 tourists,
Wow.
medical tourists
Wow.
per year. So and it's growing. It's about
Also, your company is growing. Right? I mean,
12%
Okay.
Every year.
question:
Yes.
if someone is like in middle age
Mm-hmm.
and
Are you
has
talking about
no,
yourself?
no, just listen. And if this someone has a really, really good podcast,
Yes. So
Could
you're
you have
living to the present for 40 years.
could someone have a discount?
I think we could talk about that
Nice.
off the record.
Okay, so see you next time.
Yes, and thank you for having me. It was a nice experience to try.
That's what
And,
she said.
Yeah. But I hope everyone will stay healthy. And if I would say something finally, it's just like put the, take initiative and responsibility in your own hands. Like
Yes.
don't waste that the system will help you and will keep you
Exactly.
healthy. Just be active, have a proactive position.
And drink water.
Not cola.
And don't drink cola.
Shit, now I made the advertisement for that. Okay, thank you. Yes.
Open this gate.